Now that Bookwise is officially out, I figured it would make sense for us to build an awesome indie author website that we can customize down to the pixel using Thrive Theme Builder. And this is exactly what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be building the most professional looking website that William Shakespeare could have possibly asked for. And we're doing so, of course, using Bookwise and without writing a single line of code. Hi everyone, I'm Tony Lewis with Thrive Themes, and I need you really quick to smash that like button for me. Quick reminder, here at Thrive Themes, we not only build the most powerful tools that you can use to build a profitable online business, but we also provide you with some great tips and advice on how to go from 0 to 1,000 paying customers. So if any of these things speak to you, please do consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. All right, I'm gonna see you in my office where we can start building an awesome website for Mr. Shakespeare. All right, everyone, so let's actually build out a really cool, slick website for Mr. William Shakespeare. As you can see, I have a complete blank WordPress installation. And I am going to activate Thrive Theme Builder to make sure that we get Bookwise activated in here. So what we're going to do to start off is just do what I typically like to do when I'm building out a website from scratch, which is just power through the Thrive Theme Builder website. So let's go to the Theme Builder dashboard, and let's navigate through the wizard really quick. Awesome. So as you can see, I'm being prompted to first pick a companion theme. We've got Omni, Shapeshift, Quick, and in this case, since we're building a website for a writerpreneur, we're going to choose Bookwise. Awesome, and now we can actually start to wireframe our website. I always say this, you've probably heard me say this in the past, running through the wizard, regardless of how much experience you have building websites on WordPress, is a super neat experience. It's going to let you to create different templates for all of your required pages. You're going to be able to wireframe a page for your blog page. You're going to be able to create a wireframed homepage, a wireframed inner blog post design. And so, I'm probably as savvy as you can get in terms of building websites with Thrive Architect, and yet I still like to wireframe my websites with Thrive Theme Builder's wizard. So let's actually do that. So I'm going to pick my logo. I have one uploaded already. It's not super fancy, but we do have a fancy William Shakespeare here logo. And now we need to pick out a brand color. This is going to be an interesting one. So this is the default brand color that we get with Thrive Theme Builder's Bookwise. I'm actually going to go with 222222. It's a very kind of blackish color. I think it's going to work well for an author that's kind of really old. Awesome. When it comes to the header, let's just pick one that is light, that has a light background, since our logo is dark. I think I kind of really like this one with a call to action to actually buy my latest book at the very top. Okay, this looks kind of clean. Awesome. Let's pick out a footer. This default center footer is actually going to work really well, and it looks kind of clean. So let's just power through with this one. And for our homepage, we're going to choose a ready-made design. All right, so with Bookwise, we have two different options. We can either pick a homepage that's more author-focused or a homepage that focuses a little bit more on our books. For William Shakespeare, I think it makes a whole lot of sense to pick an author-focused homepage. He is an author that everyone is familiarized with, and I think it kind of makes sense to prioritize his persona over an individual book per se. So let's go ahead and stick to the author-focused homepage. I did try to grab some images of William Shakespeare. Unfortunately, we don't have real images from him because, he died like hundreds of years ago. So the only thing I could really use was drawings. So let's see what that ends up looking like. But the actual author-focused homepage looks super clean, as you can see. And I think we're going to be able to work with this really neatly. All right, we're going to stick to the default single blog post design for our main inner blog post design. And for the blog list itself, I'm very minimalist, I'm very classic, so instead of doing masonry, we're going to just select the grid layout template. And of course, Thrive Theme Builder also lets us pick out a template for all of our default pages. I think I'm going to pick a full width book page template for my default pages. And we can always change this to be a blank page template if we want to. Cool. This looks super clean. And for the sake of powering through this tutorial, I'm going to continue without a legitimate WordPress menu for now. Awesome, so now that we've actually powered through the Thrive Theme Builder wizard, we already have a template for our homepage, we have a template for our blog, a template for our blog post designs, we have a template for our headers and footers, and we can move on to the actual branding aspect of our website. So in terms of branding, there isn't a whole lot we need to do right now. We could technically upload a fav icon. I don't have one made, so I'm going to skip this for now, but do keep in mind that you could potentially change your fav icon. You could add any light version for your logo. And if for some reason you decide that you want to switch your brand color, you can always do that here. What we do probably want to do is play with the typography settings. Now, the typography that comes as a default typography for Bookwise works really well for my theme. I'm going for a very, 16th, 17th century kind of font, and this one is just absolutely gorgeous. So I'm probably going to not touch and play with default fonts for now, but do know that you do have the opportunity to change the default typography settings for your theme within Thrive Theme Builder. Now we can actually head back to our pages and let's actually start customizing some of these. All right, so as you can see, Thrive Theme Builder generated a homepage for me. I'm going to go ahead and open it up with Thrive Architect so that I can start editing it however I wish. Awesome, so we've got a very minimal header with a logo. I can probably actually scoot these columns to be a little bit further close to the logo itself. I like that. We've got a call to action in our header. I kind of really like that secondary color. It's kind of like goldish, and we have a sandwich menu. This is awesome. So I kind of like the header itself. This is going to probably work for us for now. Now we need to actually customize the homepage so that it actually fits our needs. So I'm probably not going to use this man's image. It's a great photo, don't take me wrong, but we do need a William Shakespeare drawing in there. So I am probably going to go ahead and use this one for now. And all right, so hopefully, and this is something that you've probably already heard me say this in past videos also, but please do go out there and hire a great photographer and invest on some great photo shoots of yourself. And this applies to whether you're building an indie author website, an e-commerce store, or pretty much any kind of website. Images sell. If you have a great looking photo of yourself, people will actually sense some sort of authority in you. Kind of like the image that we had from the previous man, right? It was a great image. This particular image that I'm uploading, it's probably one of the largest images I could find of Shakespeare to actually use on a hero section. I needed a really large image, and this is one of the best ones that I could find. It's not great, but yeah, I am building a website for a man that has been dead for hundreds of years. So we're gonna have to power through this with this image for now. So we're gonna replace the author name with William Shakespeare. Awesome. And author of let's do Romeo and Juliet amongst others, but let's do Romeo and Juliet for now. I'm not going to spend too much time customizing all of the text. So what I probably do want to do though is change this pink color. I'm not fully sold on the pink. Let's try a gold version for our main heading and see what that looks like. Yeah, I kind of like this a little bit better. Let's do the same for the border. Instead of pink, let's do a goldish color. So borders And let's do a goldish color. Let's actually save this as a favorite for now. Awesome. And just for the sake of making the text a little bit easier to read, let's actually add in, we could potentially make this not as transparent. And I think this would probably work. Yes, I think this is much easier. Perfect. Let's keep on going and see what else we can actually customize. So for this content box, I'm just going to replace the background image to use one of the William Shakespeare images that I have. So this one probably is going to work. Awesome. This pinkish color, I'm probably going to use the goldish again. Yeah, kind of like that one. Hi, I am, and again, as you can see, we've got a bunch of tutorialized content for you to edit however you wish. So this is going to be William Shakespeare. It's great to see you. Awesome. I'm not fully sold on this background hero image, let me tell you, but it's the best I can do for now. All right, main options. As you can see, we've got some book covers here in the form of an image gallery. So what we're going to do is we're going to edit the design to get rid of these actual image captions, mainly because we are probably not going to need them because most of William Shakespeare's book covers already have text in them. So I'm not going to need an overlay text on top of any of these. All right, so in order to actually get rid of these captions, let's just uncheck this option. And now we need to actually replace these book covers with images of our own. Let's edit the selection and let's just get rid of all of these. And let's add our actual book covers. So we've got Romeo and Juliet, Macbeth, Merchant. Oh, this is Julius Caesar, and Hamlet. Awesome. So we got 4 book covers here for Hamlet, Merchant of Venice, Macbeth, and Romeo and Juliet. And as you can see, they're popping up here. Looks kind of cool, doesn't it? Great. Then we bump into an events section. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. Again, here we can just replace the author name with William Shakespeare. And we could potentially always make these be dynamic, right? If you want to actually use your own username, you could do page author name, for example. In this case, I'm not going to actually do this because I don't have an account for William Shakespeare, but it could work. All right, let's keep going. This looks pretty clean. And the reviews, I don't really feel like I need to do much here. Let's just assume that we actually insert legitimate reviews of our books. And here we can customize this teaser section however we want. To start off, I'm probably going to change this background image to choose one that actually is from my book, for example. So this one is from Romeo and Juliet. I'm kind of spoiling the whole book here with the image, but let's assume that here instead of chapter 11 it says chapter 51, and here we're going to say chapter 51. Awesome. And Romeo and Juliet is available on all ebook readers. Excellent. And let's italicize that. Oh, this is, that looks so freaking cool. Great. We've got a latest post section. I don't actually have any blog post published, but the one thing that I can probably do is change this image as well. Let's insert one for William Shakespeare. I'm not sure how this one's going to turn out. It's not the best image of the world, but again, we're building a website for Mr. Shakespeare, so this is probably going to have to do for now. Great, so here we've got some call to actions to actually purchase Romeo and Juliet, some blog posts, a little bit of info about the author, which is great, and call to action to actually sign up to our mailing list. We can probably change this footer to be to actually make use of our logo. So instead of this image, I'm going to drag and drop the logo on top of it. Let's center it. Awesome. And we can delete this one. Great. This looks kind of cool, doesn't it? Am I happy with this background color? Probably want to use the gold one maybe? Hey, that looks kind of cool actually. It kind of matches the aesthetics a little bit more. Awesome. Great. So this would be probably a good start to actually building a homepage for William Shakespeare. Let's just see how this looks like in real life. All right, so let's actually see what this looks like. We've got our main header with a call to action and a sandwich menu. If we open this up, we've got a legitimate menu in there that we should probably customize. Our hero section, very author focused. Hopefully you have a better image than I have for this particular website. A little bit more about the author with a main call to action to learn more about him. And then we've got our main product gallery with some of our book covers. This is actually pretty freaking cool. And we can keep on scrolling, and we can have these be legitimate links to each individual book, which is awesome. A little section of upcoming interviews, events, book tours, webinars, and so forth and so on. Some reviews, and here we have a little bit of teaser content with a call to action to actually purchase this book. A section with latest blog posts, so more statistics about the author, and a call to action to sign up for our email list. Awesome. This is a pretty rock solid homepage that we've built in just a matter of minutes by switching up and swapping out some images and so forth and so on. Pretty rock solid. Let's keep on building our website. Now, a page that every writer, every author is probably going to need to have is a books overview page, which is a template that we've included with Bookwise. Now, this page is essentially going to list all of our works so that people can actually browse through that list and learn more information about each individual book. So let's actually build that books overview page. Let's call it books overview, and let's publish this page. All right, so as you can see, upon creating a new page, Thrive Theme Builder, or Thrive Architect in this particular case, actually, to be more precise, is asking whether we wish to create a new page completely from scratch, a new page that includes only our header and footer, a new page that is making use of our default template page. If you remember, when we were setting up our website using the Thrive Theme Builder wizard, we picked our default page to be the one about creating a new book page. In this case, we want to use a pre-built landing page. And here we're going to pick out a Bookwise theme landing page, and we're going to have it be our books overview page. Awesome. Great. So upon creating this page, I can already see what this is going to look like. We've got a list of all of our books, some more information with some interviews that we've conducted in the past. Poor Shakespeare is not going to have many of those, but let's just customize this regardless. Now, I am noticing that I don't see my header and footer. In order to actually have those show up, we're going to come over to our page settings, and let's just make sure that these are completely active and visible. Great. Now, I want to make sure that my header doesn't actually stretch out to the full width of the content. I'm going to have it sit inside 1280 pixels, and I'm going to do the same for our footer. Great. So this means that regardless of how wide someone's screen is when browsing through our website, the footer and the header are not going to stretch out more than 1280 pixels, which is great. Now let's actually customize this books overview page. So I'm probably going to change the background section so that I'm not using the same background image as the default template from Bookwise. I'm going to use this texturized wallpaper, which looks kind of cool. Yeah, this is going to look great. So this is books by William Shakespeare. And here we have book one. Again, let's just replace this background image with a cover of our own. Awesome. And here we can actually get rid of this content box. We don't need the title. Book one of the gripping series name series. So we're going to actually replace this with just Macbeth. Macbeth. Let's make this bold. Awesome. And we can do the same for other books. This is going to be Romeo and Juliet. Oh, let's actually italicize all of these. Yes, looks much better. And we can do the same for Hamlet. And since we have one more, let's actually duplicate these 2 columns so that we don't have to create a new section from scratch. And let's just replace this image with the one for the Merchant of Venice. Alrighty, moving on. I don't believe we need an interview section for this particular website. Like I said, poor William Shakespeare never actually got interviewed, so let's just get rid of that one and let's see if we can find a better block for that. So instead of actually adding in a call to action to listen into interviews, let's maybe add in a nice banner with some statistics of how many books we've sold. So maybe like, how many books has William Shakespeare written? I don't know, let's just say that he has 45 plays released, and this is awesome. Let's just say, 900K downloads. That works. Here we have another section to actually use this image. Let's see if this one works. That looks really cool actually. And let's replace that image with our logo. That looks great. I actually kind of really like that. And here we can change this for the banner that we had. And boom, we have our own little section, teasing content, prompting people to sign up to our email list, some nice statistics, and a list of all of our books. Awesome. Now we need to actually create individual book pages for people to learn more about each individual work. So let's do that. All right, so let's create a new page and we're gonna call it Romeo and Juliet. Let's publish the page and let's open it up with Thrive Architect. All right, so here, as you can see, since we're actually creating an individual book page, we can proceed with our theme template for our regular page. Now, upon selecting this option, as you can see, we can't just start customizing things with Thrive Architect. If we wanted to change any of our top section settings or the way these reviews display and so forth and so on, we should actually edit the template itself that we're using. Now, as you can see, we do have an option to start inserting more post content. And here we can create a new background section and keep on building upon this foundation. Now, let's actually customize this particular template because, well, if we do come into our page settings and assign a featured image to this particular page, let's do Romeo and Juliet, and we update the page and refresh our Thrive Architect page. Check out what happens. Oh, let's actually save this and see what happens. As you can see, we have our book cover here on. Now, we do have a problem, which is that we don't need this content box, and we probably want to customize a few things here and there as well. So let's actually edit the template. And then here, we're going to get rid of the content box so that the page title doesn't show up on top of each book cover for all of our individual book pages. When it comes to the reviews, I'm happy with these. You can probably customize these to be whatever you want. And here you have a call to action to actually visit the reviews page. And here, I'm probably not too excited with this featured image. For the sake of testing, I'm actually just going to use my custom field. See, you could potentially use a custom field, which is great. For this particular video, we're just going to power through with the same banner for every book page. Great. And for this text, you probably also want to use custom fields to actually insert dynamic text for each individual book page. All right, so this is pretty solid for our individual book page. All right, so what we are probably missing for this particular book page template is a call to action to actually purchase the book. So let's switch back to Thrive Architect and insert a block that prompts people to actually purchase the book. Awesome. So now we can just insert a call to action block And let's just pick one. This one's pretty nice, actually. This one pretty much gives readers every possible option to actually purchase the book. Great. Awesome. So for our author-focused website, the last page that I want to show you guys how to build is the webinar sign-up page, how to customize it a little bit more. So let's assume that we're actually running a webinar. Let's go ahead and create a new page, and let's just call it webinar. That way we can have William Shakespeare host a webinar on his website, and let's launch the page with Thrive Architect. Now, for this particular webinar page, we are going to use a pre-built landing page. Bookwise comes with a really cool set of webinar pages. So let's just do these default webinar sign up page. The video one looks really cool. The only problem is that, of course, we don't have videos from William Shakespeare. So let's just power through the webinar page with the default template for this. Cool, awesome. So now we can actually change this image to use one of William Shakespeare's. I kind of really like this. Is probably the best image that I have for him. And here, let's change the color for this button to be the gold one. We can probably change this to be our goldish color, and we can be William. This is going to be William Shakespeare. And let's actually bold and italicize this, but let's have it be gold. Nice. And here's what to expect. Here we can again change the image. Let's just stick to this one, and let's replace the image with our logo. Perfect. Notice how even though our logo is dark, Thrive Architect is actually able to change the color to white, which is pretty freaking neat. What you're gonna get out of this webinar, this is perfect, and time left until registration. We could maybe change the book to actually use our textured background image. Okay, it's not bad. I think I like the book one better, but this isn't bad either if we want to give it a more unique touch. And this is our click to claim option. Perfect. So these are probably the four most important pages that I wanted to show you guys how to customize and how easy it is to actually build them out. In half an hour, we customize these pretty neatly, and hopefully this gives you a kind of overview of how easy it is to build your own indie author website using Bookwise. Cool, so hopefully you liked this video as much as I enjoyed recording it. We've not only built a beautiful high converting website for Mr. William Shakespeare, but we did so in record time without writing a single line of code. And most importantly, we did it respecting and showcasing the power behind his stories. Now, before you go, if you're an indie author, a writerpreneur, or if you may want to get into the habit of writing more often, there is a link down below in the description box. I want you to click on it because it's going to take you to a page where you can learn more about Bookwise and Thrive Theme Builder. That's it for today's video. I'm Tony Lewis with Thrive Themes, and I shall see you guys very soon. And whether we shall meet again, I know not. Therefore our everlasting farewell take. Forever and forever, farewell. If we do meet again, why? We shall smile. If not, why then? This parting was well made.